it can't come too soon.
The way it currently stands, forced labor, slavery takes precedence over rehabilitation and public safety.
Oh, by the way, while the Biden administration gives reparations to everyone but free people, look at the billions he has run over to Ukraine.
We don't have black grocery stores because if you think about it now, just to get in that supply chain, it's almost unheard of.
They don't want the truth to get out. Okay? I don't want to know what my family did or what all these people did and all this stuff like that. Okay? You read that 500-page report.
There's this thing called white superiority and black inferiority. That mindset allows all of the behaviors that we've seen across generations, allows for the construction of these policies and practices and systems and structures that continue to oppress us. This is not a handout. This is a debt that is owed.
You know, Allensworth was like the internet of his time in 1904, 1905.
The total black population in California is about 2.6 million, and then of that, the descendants compose about 2.2 million of that. So California, with a multi-billion-dollar surplus, can absolutely afford to satisfy the international terms for reparations, beginning with compensation.
Any financial obstacle that exists that impedes the success of increasing financial prosperity needs to be dealt with and eliminated.
No matter where we've been, no matter what part of this fight we've been in, we've been harmed, and we've had harm done to us specifically.
When I got to Los Angeles, this was some of the worst segregation I'd ever seen. And remember, I'm telling you, I'm from Mississippi.
Because as you can see, I'm giving you broken history right now, you know? But I had to give it to you guys today. I said, no, I got to show them this because it's so precious and nobody really knows about it.
Black people don't have that kind of luxury. Our historically black communities have been redistricted multiple times.
Now listen, if you can't handle the TR roof, don't tune in.
What's up? Welcome. Veterans Day.
Yeah, happy Friday, happy Veterans Day, and thank you for your service.
Definitely. Shout out to the 54th Regiment. Shout out to the Buffalo Soldiers. Shout out to the Tuskegee Airmen. Shout out to the brothers and sisters who contributed in all the wars that have been fought in this nation and outside of this nation.
Thank you. You
Definitely.
are appreciated.
You definitely are. So all right, let's get the show on the road. Biden admin to send $400 million more to Ukraine in military aid. The Biden administration will send Ukraine $400 million in new military aid that will include drones, tanks, and other weapon systems, the Pentagon announced Friday. The aid also includes establishment of a security assistance headquarters in Germany that will oversee all weapons transfers and military training as Ukrainian forces continue to fight an embattled Russian military. It will be led by a 3-star level senior officer and have about 300 personnel who will monitor the weapons assistance and training programs, U.S. Army European spokesman Colonel Martin O'Donnell said. In total, the U.S. has committed to more than $18.9 billion in security assistance since the war began in February, the Pentagon said. So there you go. Sending more money abroad.
It's just an endless money train to the Ukraine, I tell you, boy.
Yeah.
The latest UN Climate Summit, let's see, Egypt AP, the latest on COP27, the United Nations Climate Summit in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. Country negotiators and activists praised Biden's speech, but also noticed what was not mentioned: the issue of loss and damage. Loss and damage where poor nations hit by climate change-driven extreme weather want reparations from the rich countries whose pollution caused global warming. In the number one topic at climate talks, with the U.S. in the past being reluctant to even discuss the issue. U.S. Special Envoy John Kerry has mentioned the topic in sessions in Egypt, but Biden did not. Quote, "We would like for the U.S. to step up their game on loss and damage," end quote, Sierra Club President Raymond Cruz said minutes later in the room Biden spoke in. Quote, "We would, of course, like to see more commitment to that," end quote. Although she said she noticed it wasn't mentioned, I didn't read anything into that, said Jennifer Morgan, Germany's special climate envoy, and one of two national leaders tasked by the United Nations to come up with a deal on the contentious topic.
All right, so let's see here. Haitian police briefly lose control of armored car. Just weeks after the United States and Canada sent a fleet of armored vehicles in Haiti to keep gangs at bay, Haitian police briefly lost control of one of the cars in an incident that left at least 2 people dead, officials said. The incident speaks to the difficult path ahead for the Caribbean country paralyzed by gang warfare and struggling with its worst crisis in years. A police station in the south of Haiti was overtaken by gangs Thursday morning, police said in a local radio broadcast. When authorities sent reinforcements in armored vehicles to control the gangs, police claimed one of the vehicles broke down. But officials within Haiti with direct knowledge of the situation said the car got caught in a sand trap and was assaulted by minors wielding Molotov cocktails, said Renata Segura, Deputy Director of Latin America and Caribbean for International Crisis Group. Segura, who tracks Haiti for the non-governmental organization that tries to prevent or resolve conflict, said she was not authorized to reveal the identity of the official. Police fled the vehicle in an attempt to avoid an armed conflict, she said. In a video confirmed by the Associated Press, shows young men surrounding the tan vehicle labeled police, while firing automatic weapons in the air, cheering and recording video on their phones. The armored vehicle was part of the fleet sent by the US and Canada last month after being purchased by Haitian officials for an unconfirmed amount. It was part of an effort by the two countries that Secretary of State Antony Blinken said would help, quote, cut the insecurity knot, end quote, that was allowed gangs to create a humanitarian crisis in Haiti. Police eventually regained control of the vehicle in the police station later in the day, but ended into alleged gang members dead and 2 police officers shot. The incident comes a few days after the country's biggest gang and its leader, Jimmy Cherizier, a former police officer named Barbecue, lifted a blockade of the country's main fuel depot in Port-au-Prince. The blockade deepened turmoil in Haiti, which has been reeling since the 2021 assassination of President Jovenel Moïse. The chaos has spurred on a huge migratory exodus from the island.
Meanwhile, here in America, Adidas will sell Yeezy designs under a different name following Kanye West controversy, CFO says. Adidas says it still plans to sell Yeezy designs just with a different name. The shoe and apparel brand announced its intentions to keep selling Yeezy products, which were created by Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, in a quarterly earnings call Wednesday. I can confirm that Adidas is the sole owner of all design rights related to existing product as well as previous and new colorways under the partnership. Adidas Chief Financial Officer Harm Ohlmeyer said during the call, quote, "We intend to make use of these rights as early as 2023.
Man, they going all in, just taking all the brothers' brand name, and they just like, we just gonna flip it around and we gonna keep it pushing.
Keeping it pushing. They should call them cheesies.
Jesus.
That's what this move is. Cheesy, very cheesy.
Speaking of not cheesy, Mayor Steinberg declares Dusty Baker Day after MLB manager wins first World Series title. After Baker won his World Series championship as a Major League Baseball manager on Saturday, Sacramento Mayor Darryl Steinberg declared Dusty Baker Day in the city to honor the Houston Astros manager that has Sacramento ties. "We'll make it official sometime very soon," Steinberg tweeted on Saturday night. "Dusty is a great Sacramentan, so happy for him." Baker won his first World Series after the Astros defeated the Philadelphia Phillies 4-1 at Minute Park on Saturday. The Astros won the series 6 games after outfielder Kyle Tucker recorded the final out on fly ball in foul territory at 73 years old. Baker became the oldest manager to win the World Series. It was Baker's second consecutive appearance in the Fall Classic with the Astros and his third overall. Prior to Saturday, Baker won the most games in the major leagues before winning a championship. Baker has won 2,093 games throughout his 25-year managerial career in the majors, according to Baseball Reference. Wow. Never knew that. Dang, he's been coaching that long?
Yeah,
Good
quite
for
a
him.
storied career Dusty Baker has. And yay for Dusty Baker Day here in Sacramento. But I guess Dusty Baker was the only American freedman at the World Series this year. Did you hear those stats about no American freedmen or Black Americans playing in the World Series this year?
Wow. That's a dang shame. And we had an interview with some of the Negro League baseball players, and they're still trying to get their pensions and the whole nine, man.
Right. It's just, yeah. He's definitely a living legend, but it looks like our influence in this game is rapidly declining. California realtors apologize for role in racing housing policy. So this story came out a couple of weeks ago, but I just wanted to touch base on it.
Did you say, I'm sorry, did you say racing or racist?
Racist.
Okay.
Racist role. Yeah, racist role in racist housing policies. Yeah, racist. Just so we're clear. Racist. All right. So the California Association of Realtors is apologizing for its role in pushing policies that drove racial segregation in the state, decades after the group put its money behind a proposition that overturned the state's first fair housing law. During the press conference Friday, leaders of multiple real estate organizations spoke about their next steps following the association's apology last week. And this article was posted on October 21st. So like I said, it's been a couple of weeks, but they did apologize. So let's resume. The Realtors group is now backing a bill that would overturn a law that makes it harder for the state to build affordable housing. The group is partnering with nonprofits focused on expanding home ownership among communities of color. It also pushed for a law requiring implicit bias training for real estate agents. Quote, "This has been a very long time coming," said Derek Luckert, chair of National Association of Real Estate Brokers, an association that has expressed a commitment in expanding intergenerational wealth among Black households. The California Association of Realtors was one of many real estate groups that supported redlining, barriers to affordable housing projects, and other practices of the 20th century that led to more segregated cities across the United States. During the 1930s, the Homeowners Loan Corporation, backed by the federal government, created maps that categorized parts of cities into grades based on their purported credit worthiness. The practice, known as redlining, drove racial segregation and income inequality by preventing residents living in certain neighborhoods from receiving loans. So they have an apology on the books. And, to follow up to this apology here, we are going to be submitting some proposals on how to right these wrongs with our reparations package here in California. So we'll see how everything works out there.
Yep.
Burlington Coat Factory
Oh, my bad.
called out for displaying Black Santa with ethnic sounding names. So here in Burlington Coat Factory is receiving mixed reactions on social media for the Black Santa figurine on display that holds a list of Black sounding names. TikTok user Sammy Jo Williams posted a video showing the difference between the Black and white Santa Claus on display at local Burlington. WTF Burlington, laughing emojis. Why are the lists so different, y'all? She captioned in the short video clip. In the video, Williams pans over to show the two diverse Santas placed alongside each other and holding a long list of names. Quote, "Look, white Santa has got Daniel, Mary, Patrick, Mindy, Christian, Williams," says before panning over to the Black Santa. Black Santa, he's got a LaShawn, Terrence, Damien, Latoya. What the actual Williams asked while laughing. Viewers shared their mixed reaction to what appeared to be Burlington's failed attempt at diversity. "I can't decide if this is hilarious or wildly inappropriate," one wrote. "As a Latoya, I'm happy to see my name on anything," laughing emojis. "I've never been able to buy a little nameplate," added someone else. One user even requested a Mexican Santa. So you said your daughter worked at Burlington at one time. You think this might be on your might be a surprise gift coming your way?
From Burlington. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? They doing what they doing over there. I did see some other. Where did I see some Black Santa Clauses? Saw some Black Santa Clauses somewhere else. It wasn't at Burlington. It was at another retail.
But did they have like Black anything like stereotypical attached to them, like this Santa here?
Nah, it was just some Black Santa Claus.
I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with Black Santa. There ain't nothing wrong with Black Santa at all.
It is what it is. All right, so looks like in the race for governor here in the United States, it looks like the Dems and the Republicans are neck and neck. The Dems currently, these are unofficial results right now, just to clarify. The Dems are at 23 and currently the Republicans are at 24. And that was according, looks like that was last updated at 1:36 p.m. today. So that's where it's on the governor race. And just to note, before we move on, it looks like Stacey Abrams, not even gonna lie, got whipped pretty bad by Brian Kemp. And so most likely Brian Kemp will be the governor down there in Georgia and out here in California. Looks like Gavin Newsom did some whipping of Brian Dale out here. So definitely, if you're not up to date in your local state, check your results out. Just do a search online and you should be able to find them. But let's go on to
the Georgia race was interesting. I don't have all the numbers on the top of my head on the whipping, as you say, that Stacey got. But a lot of people were saying that, you know, black men were going to be the blame if she lost, this, that, and the third. But apparently, you know, it's the Latinos who overwhelmingly voted for Kemp and not for her, which, you know, was pretty shameful because she was doing all types of pandering to the Latino base before the election, and even offering them tangibles by way of, I believe it was like education or schooling or something like that. So she's doing all this tap dancing for the Latino base, and they still didn't vote for her. And she said, you know, that she couldn't do nothing for black people. She said that before the election.
Well, there you go. It's like she got currently 45% of the vote and Kemp got 53%. So it actually is not that bad. You know, but
yeah, I bet if tangibles would have been on the ticket, it might have taken her over the top. Tangibles for black people, that is.
Possible.
All
right, let's go to the Senate. If we go to the next one, I think it's the Senate.
It is.
All right, so here's the Senate results. Pretty close. Looks like the Dems are at 46, and the GOP, Republicans are at 48. It's going to take 51 for majority to see who's going to, I guess, rule the House in the Senate or run the Senate. I'm sure everybody knows, but if you don't know, if you're under a rock, currently looks like Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker are going to have a runoff. I believe sometime in December, early December, I think it is. So we'll see what's up with that one.
Are there any other battleground runoffs that you know of?
Not that I didn't really have a chance to look into, but as far as I'm aware, that's kind of the big one right now. That's really getting a lot of headlines. So we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see.
All right, and in the House, whoa.
It's all red.
Man. So, I mean, if the results ended today, it looks like the Republicans would be taking over the House at 211 and Dems at 194. It's like 218 for majority. So, I don't know. It's not looking too good for the Dems at all.
You
I don't know what to say. I mean, it's like
I don't know what to say either. That's why I'm just like, you reap what you sow. I mean,
yeah, you gotta start coming with more tangibles, man. And the Republicans, I'm not letting the Republicans off the hook either. Don't get it twisted. I mean, they both got to do better.
All. But I mean, it just shows the frustration, I guess, in the nation towards the current leadership structure.
Yeah. And just if we can go back just real quick before we move on, it did look like Sheila Jackson Lee, who is currently the author of HR 40. I don't even know where it's at right now, but she definitely did very well down in Texas in District 18 at 70%. And the next opponent, I guess, received 26%. So she overwhelmingly won her race.
Yeah, I mean, she's such a long-standing incumbent, you know, that's to be expected, I guess. But fix HR 40, fix HR 40.
Fix HR 40.
All right. And Sacramento native to give talk Sunday on family's church legacy. Les Robinson grew up in Sacramento but knew nothing about his great-great-great-grandfather, Daniel Blue, and his significant place in California history until 3 years ago. Blue helped establish St. Andrew's African Methodist Episcopal in downtown Sacramento. It is the oldest AME church west of the Mississippi and the oldest Black church in California. Robinson, the current head football coach at Trinity Classical Academy in Santa Clarita, will share Blue's story at the church Sunday, November 13th. So that's coming up if you are in the Sacramento area. And then it is quite a powerful story.
Yep.
Yeah, so unless you had anything to add onto that, I mean, I know the church was originally in the downtown area, and they even do have a placard memorializing it, but they don't mention Daniel Blue in that placard at all. So maybe that's something that needs to be included in the restitution portion of our reparations package out here in California, just to make sure all the placards and monuments are updated to reflect, the history, accurately.
Absolutely. I think that, and also we speak about it, or actually we don't speak about it, and I don't think we do. We might eventually in the Reparations Now documentary, but we did interview Brother Down in, what was it? Allensworth, yes. Allensworth. Now it's a state park. Our brother John Pope, and he's trying to get the what is it? I think he's trying to get the cemetery. Yeah, it's a cemetery down there in Allensworth, because it's in shambles right now, and so I think that's definitely a part of restitution as well.
Yeah, that's part of the restitution. And I mean, something as simple as, just getting markers on a cemetery as a form of respect for our ancestors. California hasn't been able to get it done. As you said, it was in shambles. The woman I was speaking to, I believe your cousin out there, was saying that bodies actually wash up when it rains heavy out there. That's how dilapidated the cemetery is, that, the bodies will wash up. So hopefully they can get that spruced up and to honor the ancestors that are laid to rest there.
Definitely. So, yep, I think that's about it. Yep.
Yeah, so that is in the news for this Veterans Day 2022.
Yep.
In the news.
Yeah, love, peace, and reparations.
Always.
The way it currently stands, forced labor, slavery takes precedence over rehabilitation and public safety.
Oh, by the way, while the Biden administration gives reparations to everyone but free people, look at the billions he has run over to Ukraine.
We don't have Black grocery stores because if you think about it now, just to get in that supply chain, it's almost unheard of.
They don't want the truth to get out. Okay? I don't want to know what my family did or what all these people did and all this stuff like that. Okay? You read that 500-page report.
There's this thing called white superiority and black inferiority. That mindset allows all of the behaviors that we've seen across generations, allows for the construction of these policies and practices and systems and structures that continue to oppress us.
This is not a handout. This is a debt that is owed.
Allensworth was like the internet of his time in 1904, 1905.
The total Black population in California is about 2.6 million, and then of that, the descendants compose about 2.2 million of that. So California, with a multi-billion-dollar surplus, can absolutely afford to satisfy the international terms for reparations, beginning with compensation.
Any financial obstacle that exists that impedes the success of increasing financial prosperity needs to be dealt with and eliminated.
No matter where we've been, no matter what part of this fight we've been in, we've been harmed, and we've had harm done to us specifically.
When I got to Los Angeles, this was some of the worst segregation I'd ever seen. And remember, I'm telling you, I'm from Mississippi.
Because as you can see, I'm giving you broken history right now, you know? But I had to give it to you guys today. I said, no, I got to show them this because it's so precious and nobody really knows about it.
Black people don't have that kind of luxury. Our historically black communities have been redistricted multiple times.
Now listen, if you can't handle the TR roof, don't tune in.